Getting paid $12 to $30 per hour is already good enough if you're just looking for an extra income. But earning that much just from talking, now that's a cherry on top. Maybe not so cherry because you do need some skills, otherwise everyone will be doing it. In this video, not only will I be sharing companies that pay you to talk, but I'll also be sharing some interview questions and answers just to give you a point of reference and hopefully simplify your application process. Time is money and I don't want to waste yours, so let's dive right in. Number 1, Landlights. Landlights provide training services. They have clients in over 100 countries and their careers are divided into 3 categories. But we'll only be discussing 2 because those are the ones that you can do from home. The first one being virtual language training and the second, skilled training. For virtual language training, your role entails helping students improve their speaking skills either from a grammatical point of view to confidence or even overall fluency, designing specific or tailored programs for each individual that will suit their needs, delivering engaging and effective classes to each student, as well as monitoring their progress using the platform. For this job, you must be available at least 10 hours per week or be available during their peak hours. After submitting the application, based on the demand of your chosen language, you will be invited to a preliminary interview via Skype. The next step will be training, 10 hours of content which can be completed within 2 weeks. Then virtual orientation as the final step. These are some of the questions you will come across at the interview stage. You can pause to screenshot. I won't go through all of them to save time, but I'll give you a few examples of how you can answer. One of the questions was, what are your teaching methods or styles? Here's how you could answer. I use an interactive learning style. Our brains get bored easily, especially when it comes across something unfamiliar. To make learning enjoyable for the student, I switch between using their background. For example, I base my questions around their culture, something they're already familiar with, and the only hurdle they have to cross is the language, not the topic. I also like to ask questions and let them to sort of lead the discussion to improve their confidence. It is imperative for students not only to be able to hold a conversation in the language they are trying to learn, but also to be able to write it, which is why I incorporate flashcards as part of my teaching style. For kids, I sometimes use songs or cartoons they may be familiar with to enhance their learning experience. Another question from the interview was, how do you think teaching online differs from face-to-face? And this could be an answer. Teaching face-to-face has its perks. You get to connect with students on a personal level, but commuting can be stressful for a lot of people and it can discourage them from showing up for classes. Online teaching solves this problem and more. Not only can one learn from the comfort of their home in a relaxed state of mind around their loved ones, but they get to save time, money, and energy required to go from point A to point B. These are the rest of the questions. If I were to look up these questions online, I would probably find similar reasons or answers, but the difference here is I personalize the reasons using my words. That's what you want to do when you apply for this job. With the rise of AI tools, it can be tempting to just paste questions on ChatGPT, for example, but originality carries more weight. Always remember that. For the requirements, you need a language teaching certificate. It can be TEFL, TESOL, CLT, etc. Any second language teaching certificate is enough. The languages they offer include English, French, Spanish, and many more. You must also have 2 years experience or of teaching experience, formal or informal. The second role you can apply for within this company is skills training position. Here, the focus is not the language, but specific skills. The role involves personal one-on-one communication, helping people improve their public speaking skills, getting to know other cultures, marketing skills, etc. You'll be working as a trainer, coach, or instructor of some sort. You must have strong presentation skills, communicating with impact and effective business writing, managing virtual teams in case you are working with a group of people, and effective global leadership. For both roles, the company prepares general curriculum and lessons for you, which is amazing. As soon as you sign the contract, you get assigned to Landlight coaches who will help you with the virtual onboarding. Landlight pays an average of $12 per hour for language training and $31 per hour for skills trainers. Some tutors may be paid slightly more while others are paid less. Rates depends on qualification, experience, and language or skills taught. You will know your actual potential rate after the interview, and if it's too low, don't be afraid to drop the job and look for better opportunities. Some companies, or rather HR people, can be unfair to non-natives or people with certain accents. They may try to lowball you if they see you are based in Africa or Asia or speak a certain way. But learn to say no if you believe you deserve more. As much as I would like for you to earn money, I am against exploitation, and so should you. Number 2, Speechling. Hiring from anywhere in the world, Speechling is constantly looking for pronunciation coaches and voiceover artists. Learners pay a monthly premium price to have access to the material provided by the company and personalized coaching. You must be a native speaker of the language you wanna coach. Most people come from countries that are not considered native English speakers but can speak English well. If that's you, you should still apply, because part of the application includes a 30 seconds audio that will be used by Speechling to test if you can do the job based on how you speak and pronounce words. The same goes for people who speak other languages like Portuguese, Spanish, or French, but don't come from countries considered to be native. We have many people in Africa that speak French and Portuguese and may not be categorized as native even though they've been speaking that language their entire life. For this job, you don't need any degree or certification. To apply, you must first send a 30 seconds audio explaining why you are a perfect fit or a good fit for this pronunciation job. This is the email you should send the audio to with your CV and a short cover letter. The subject of your email should be Speechling Pronunciation Coach Application. It's important to write the correct subject line for faster turnaround time, otherwise your application could get lost in the emails. Both roles pay per minute. Salaries differ depending on the language, but on average, you can make $22 per hour. Number 3, Schema Talk. This is an English teaching platform based in Japan. They hire English native speakers. You don't need any degree or even a certificate. In just 3 steps, which consist of signing up, filling in your profile, and taking a short test, you will have full access to the platform and students will be shown your profile. Each teaching session is 25 minutes, but on average, they pay $16 per hour. Students have to book 2 sessions in a row. Highly rated tutors get paid $30 per hour or around $15 per 25 minutes. You get penalized $3 for cancelling and $9 for no-show. And you have to teach the first 3 classes for free, 25 minutes. Apparently, this is how they gauge your dedication, which I think is not fair. But if you spend 2 hours or more on social media every day, I guess this is doable, because after these 3 classes, you'll start earning money. No interview. Interviews can be really stressful and not everyone can pass them. So the fact that you can get in without having to do the interview, I think that's a plus. Secondly, fixed minimum rates. In some platforms, tutors end up having to decrease their rate to even $3 per hour, trying to attract students. But that's unfair, because talking for 30 minutes to an hour is a lot of work. Schema Talk system sets the minimum rate to $8, nothing below that, and tutors are encouraged to increase it, which is why the average pay is around $12. One of you left this message under someone's proof of payment screenshot, and it got me wondering how many of you come here every day or every other day, watch videos, but don't believe in yourself enough to try these jobs. This year, I want you to tell yourself that the days of consuming content and never taking any action are over. Of course, you're not going to apply after every video, because not everything will resonate with you or your skills, but every time you find something that you think you can do or something that aligns with your skills, I want you to hold yourself accountable and actually apply. One of my 2023 goals is to help as many people transform their lives financially, but I can't do this alone. I need you to start believing in yourself and actually use this information. If you are lost and you don't know where to start, this video right here will help you identify your strengths and use them to make money. If you want to apply to web testing jobs that pay $50 per hour, you'll find 5 companies in this video. For those of you who only have phones and can't apply to some jobs, these are some of the companies you can check out right now. You can start earning money immediately, no test or interview.